What is a giant orc-mounted beast without battle damage? Battle is the whole point, so this model needs to show its scars. And if I'm being honest, I was really nervous about this step and I've been maybe putting it off a little bit. Taking away material, that's super easy. Putting it back on, yeah, that's a bit harder. So my weapon of choice is a rotary tool. It's aggressive, it cuts everything like butter, and I have to be very, very careful not to cut away too much. Scars are narrative, and that's the whole point of this hobby session today, to add all the little details before I start painting. And I love these huge scars, because it implies that creatures just as big or bigger exist, and yet this one survives. If you're going to do this, you might want to wear a mask. You definitely want to wear a mask. I've done this stuff before, haven't worn a mask, and you'll be sneezing milliput for days, and also maybe get a little bit sick. And you should also wear safety glasses too, because these rotary tool discs can absolutely explode. It's like terrifying the first time it happens, so wear safety glasses. I kind of have a weird kit bashing strategy where I like to make problems for myself. Right here, there used to be an eye, but while doing the battle damage, I thought, I could just add a scar, but then I'm like, why don't I just remove the entire eye, and then I have to work around that. If we look at Here We Go, Orcs in Warhammer 40,000, we can see on quite a number of the Snakebite pages, they're all about adding bionics to their mounts. So they're stuck in like the primitive sort of style, but they upgrade those primitive things with technology. And you can see an example of a cyborg with a bionic eye. In my box of bits, I found maybe the perfect size bead. I also thought maybe some styrene tube. I'm going to experiment a little. Honestly, that looks good already. Did you hear about the green stuff factory closing up? Right when I made my whole experiment with seeing how long green stuff can last. I'm optimistic that another company will take over and find a very similar style to the green stuff current recipe. I think the only other company producing green stuff is Green Stuff World, and they bloody suck as a company. I don't really want to support them. Also, their recipe is a little bit different. I guess we'll see. I did buy some to hoard though, until a solution has been found, but still I like using materials that are accessible to people, and if green stuff stops being accessible to people, well then that bloody sucks, and I won't really use it so much. A good alternative is the Tamiya Quickset putty. That's actually the first epoxy putty that I ever used, and I can show you some examples of stuff I did with it. Hey, how does that look? These ones. I think honestly these are the first things I ever sculpted. The green stuff I added a bit later on, but these were bases designed for NIDs, and that is the Quickset putty from Tamiya. It is like a combination of milliput and green stuff. Inconsistency and sculpting style. It's actually a really great beginner putty to work with. Anyway, so it's not the end of the world, and we'll hope that another company starts producing it. Some of the cuts I made are pretty deep, a little bit too deep, so I'm going to use some of this stuff. This is sprue goo, sprue melted in plastic cement, and round out some of those cuts. This should look more like it's scarred over, like they're not fresh cuts, they're sort of rounded out a little bit over time. There was a really great comment about adding like a walloping, spiky tail piece to the end of this that I could stick some spikes onto. I actually cast up these spikes from this milliput sculpted one. The idea was I was going to cover the body of the dinosaur with these, but I think for now I'm just going to do the tail, because these have been taking a really long time to cast. I think I'll just make like a metal looking sheath out of green stuff, just like this. Make it look kind of crudely made. I mean, right now it just kind of looks crude in general, but you'll see the vision. Roll this out so it kind of looks like shaped metal. I guess I just plug him in straight into the green stuff. 4 looks kind of dumb. I think maybe it needs to be a little shorter. I think this would look better with some rivets going all around it, so I'm going to use a little bit of styrene rod and literally just poke it into, snip off a little bit. And then we get a rivet. There's our final spiky tail. Not bad. It'll look much better with paint on it. At the moment it's pretty silly looking, but paint will absolutely sell it. There we go. That looks like something. I think it might be fun to put like a little ring in the air, right? Pierce it. You know, I'm not quite sure what narrative adding an earring is trying to tell, but it's evocative. That's kind of the whole point, right? It makes you think about a story. And for me, I would assume it means that this beast is loved. It is loved by the orcs. It is maybe a pet or a long-time companion. Maybe earrings are just all the rage with dinosaurs at the moment. Notoriously creatures with ears. Now, whenever I show off this dinosaur, I get 2 questions. The first one is, how do you steer it? And that is why I've added these little brain nodes that can be shocked by a weird boy sitting up top here. The second question is, Trent, don't you know that eyes on the side of the dinosaur mean that it's a herbivore? Shouldn't this be a predator? Shouldn't it have eyes at the front? And that's like a minor oversight from the orcs. See, what they did was they took the biggest dinosaur, but they wanted it to be bigger. So they took the second biggest dinosaur and they bred them together. And well, this is the result. Now I think what I'm going to do is unify some of this texture. I'm going to put some texture paste on it and then probably give it an undercoat and see how it's all shaping up. You know, a big inspiration for this project has come from Tyler, $1 Million Clown Farm. And Tyler puts chains on like everything. And every time I think, oh, it's so bloody cool. And even though I can't see that much point in the chains, it definitely makes it look cool. I mean, aesthetically, it also adds weight, you know, it really pulls this like big cargo down onto the dinosaur. Breaks up the hard edges, the 90 degrees, I get it. So I've been adding like battle damage all over the place, adding these like scratches and scars and chips to the actual canopy bit to really make it look like these are salvaged, stolen parts, looted vehicle bits. Now, I'm going to take this drill and just drill in just a little bit of the way. Not all the way through. And this like simulates bullet holes. See? Okay, I think this is all the last details. Yep, alright. That's it. Let's start painting it.